Auction clearance rates again pushed higher on the weekend, with major city buyers showing their enthusiasm while sellers remain on the sidelines.
Meanwhile, stocks appear set to start the week off on a negative note despite another strong finish on Wall Street. Chris Cole is with us. And Chris, it's interesting because it's a bit of a disconnect, isn't it? Wall Street on its three markets going very well. Our market's easing.
Exactly right. It was fresh record highs in the most recent session on Wall Street from all three major indices there. Totally different story here in Australia on Monday morning. We are down as I speak to you 0.75%, basically 0.8% as I speak to you at 6,643 points. So quite a sharp fall there. Now, doing a few ring-arounds this morning to see what analysts are making of it, and there's a few heads being scratched here. This was not what we expected. There was expectations of a slight fall on the local market, sure, but this is outdoing it. One analyst I spoke to said we're getting slammed for no good reason at all here. So the theory is that maybe this is top-down selling, that there are some major fund managers shuffling around some of their cards at the moment. One of the biggest stories on the local market today, AMP announced that its $3.3 billion sale of its wealth protection business will not go ahead, and as a result, the company will not be paying a dividend. AMP shares down 10.8% as I speak to you, taking them to a new record low well below $2. So certainly quite a bit of action on the local market this morning.
And when it comes to the Saturday auction day and clearance rates, how did that shape up?
Picture right now, Annalise. Look, it was another case of this strong clearance rate, but very low auction numbers. So it's kind of a buyer's keen, but auctions lean situation here. Preliminary clearance rates across the combined capital cities came in at 69% from 854 auctions. Now, that's the fifth weekend in a row above 60%. So it is really this case of sellers remaining on the sidelines, but buyers extremely keen to perhaps buy at the bottom of the market if they're believing some of the positive signs coming out of the major capital cities. Now, compare this with the same weekend last year and you just get the sense of how different it really is. 1,200 auctions back this time last year at a clearance rate of just 52%. So it's come a really long way in the last 12 months, and it's a developing situation out there.
And Chris, more broadly, what's on the agenda this week as far as you see it as we look ahead? What's happening?
Absolutely, Kieran. Look, the big one, well, tomorrow we're going to see the minutes of the most recent RBA interest rate meeting, which of course saw them cut the official cash rate from 1.25% to 1%, the new record low there. So we're going to get a bit of an insight into what the thought process was there and what they were saying in there at the board meeting, which was held in Darwin for the first time ever, it's worth mentioning. And then the big one this week, the really big one, jobs numbers out on Thursday at 11:30 in the morning Eastern time. That is going to be a lot of focus on that. The expectation at this stage, 5.2% unemployment rate to be continued and between 10 and 20,000 new jobs to be added. Obviously, there's a lot of focus here from Canberra and from the Reserve Bank with regard to what happens next with regard to official interest rates and any policy stimulus there.